What would your price be for silver? And what would your price be for gold? What would your price be to have all your niceties until you grow old? What would your price be for millions? I don't mean to be rude. Your lack of a spine, it has me crying. You're living in servitude.
12 o'clock at midnight, he brought all of his workers in for a meeting after they finished work, because he didn't want to interrupt the tram schedules and inconvenience his passengers. He brought them all in with the incentive of a mug of cocoa and a sandwich, and he told them they could be members of the Transport Union or they could be employees of the Dublin United Tramway Company, but they couldn't be both. And so they were able to contemplate his thoughts as they walked home. And no doubt he made sure they were all at work again early next morning. So that was the beginning of the end. He began systematically purging Transport Union members from the Tramway Company. Of the 800 employees, most of them had joined the union, only 200 were left by August. And they all came over to Liberty Hall again, and they literally begged Larkin to bring them out. Larkin actually didn't want to bring them out. He knew he was on a hiding to nothing. He tried to persuade them to hang in there, but they said, no, either you bring us out or we leave the union. That was on the Monday, the 25th of August. So the next day at 9:40, and I think it's best captured by James Plunkett in his play The Risen People, at 9:40 a.m. The workers who were still in the union stopped the trams in O'Connell Street, and they got off them and they put on the red hand badge of the union, and they all had a brief rally there, and then they marched for another meeting here at Beresford Place. But the reason they stopped at 9:40 in the morning was actually a sign of weakness. That Larkin's original plan, and what you'd normally do in a tramway strike, you'd have mass pickets at the depots to stop the trams from coming out. But Larkin knew that wouldn't work because they'd all been replaced by scabs. So he worked out on the time scale when most of the trams would be in the vicinity of Nelson's Pillar, because that was the centre of the system. And of course, if you stop one tram, you stop all the trams. So 9:40 a.m. was the time. So they all stepped down then. But Murphy had anticipated this, and Murphy had spare crews in the headquarters on O'Connell Street, which we'll be passing later, and he even had spare handles for them because he anticipated that a lot of the carmen would take the handles with them.
What would your price be for silver? And what would your price be for gold? What would your price be to have all your niceties until you grow old? What would your price be for millions? I don't mean to be rude. Your lack of a spine, it has me crying. You're living